My name is Rafael, you're watching Rock and Roll Garage, and today I'm going to show you which are the 4 movies that Bob Dylan wished he had been part of. But first, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comment. Well, back in 1986, in an interview with a magazine called Interview, Bob Dylan revealed which were the 4 movies he wished he had been part of. And the first one is I Was a Zombie for the FBI, released in 1982. That's right. Bob Dylan loves this low-budget sci-fi movie, and he even had the chance to meet the director of this movie. And it's a movie about, probably nobody would expect Bob Dylan to like it, but the plot shows a pair of criminal brothers who survive an airplane crash and discover a plan by aliens to conquer Earth. Their plan is to turn humans into zombies. When the FBI gets involved, the 2 brothers are forced to infiltrate the alien forces. The movie was not obviously well received by the critics, but became a cult classic. Not a big one, but a small cult classic. And the director, Marius Panksener, said in an interview with Chud.com a few years ago that he had the chance to meet Dylan. And this is what he said about meeting Dylan. We did meet Bob Dylan. I was doing a show somewhere and he was involved with it. We met in a hotel lobby and he said, "I got to tell you something, man. I really love your film." I said, "Thank you. And if you want one, I can send you a copy." And he said, "I already bought one." And I said, "You bought that one copy we sold." But he was so insomniac and he used to stay up late watching Night Flight, and he saw us on the show. And that's what the director of the movie said. So now you know that Bob is a fan also of the low-budget sci-fi movies. And the second one that he mentioned, it's a 1941 movie called The Devil and Miss Jones, which is quite known. And it was released on the same year Bob Dylan was born, 1941. And it shows the story of a tycoon who goes undercover to ferret out agitators at a department store. However, he gets involved in their lives instead. The movie was directed by Sam Wood, and in the cast it had famous actors and actresses like Jean Arthur, Robert Cummings, and Charles Coburn. And Coburn and the writer Norman Kresna received Oscar nominations for their work in this movie. The third one that he mentioned is a 1959 movie, Ben-Hur, which had Charlton Heston on the main role. And it's the most famous and successful movie that Bob Dylan mentioned back then. It was directed by William Wyler, and it had a stellar cast with, as I said, Charlton Heston, Jack Hawkins, Haya Harriet, Stephen Boyd, and many others. It had the largest budget, which was more than $50 million for a movie at that time, and the largest sets built at the time. It was a monster thing. It was really, really big. It won a record of 11 Academy Awards. Can you believe that? Including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor in a Leading Role, and Best Actor in a Supporting Role. And it made an amount of over $146 million at the box office during its initial release. And although Charlton Heston had different political views from Charlton, he really admired the actor, and he even defended him a few decades ago in an interview with the Time Radio Hour. And this is what Bob said: "Charlton gets a bad rap for his strong conservative beliefs and involvement with the NRA. But truth to tell, he was a strong advocate for civil rights many years before he became fashionable." So this is what Bob said about Charlton, who was the star of Ben-Hur and was one of the most famous Hollywood actors of all time. Many other classic movies he appeared on. And the fourth one that he mentioned it is a 1957 movie called Raintree County. And it also had a stellar cast. It was directed by Edward Dimnick. It also had in the cast Montgomery Clift, Elizabeth Taylor, Eva Saint, Marie Saint, and Nigel Patrick. That movie showed the story of a student who falls in love with a Southern belle. However, their relationship is complicated by her troubled past and onset of the Civil War. Although it was not commercially successful, that movie, it was nominated for 4 Academy Awards at the time. And this is the list of the 4 movies that Bob Dylan would like to have been part of. And I don't know if his list changed over the decades, probably. But it's a good list that if you haven't seen these movies, you should go check it out. You might like some, you might not like some of them, but these are some of Bob's favorite movies of all time. So you gotta check them out, right? If you want to read more, you can go to the description and read the article we wrote about it. You can see more information about these movies and more about Bob's taste for movies. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comment. Thank you for watching, and I see you later.